Hey, what's up, good people? It is your guy, Mark my words. Now, listen, today we got to talk about a little bit of spirituality, man. In the month of March, there's a lot of spiritual things that go on, a lot of spiritual practices um, that people involve themselves in. And so it's a good time to talk about how spirituality positively affects yourself. So positively affects you. So in this video, we're going to talk about 4 ways that you can be positively affected by having some sense of spirituality. Now, if you like this video, please like the video so that we know the content coming towards you is content that you want to hear, okay? Content that you want to see. And also, subscribe to the channel for me. That lets us, again, know that all the videos and all the content that we're bringing you is stuff that is valuable to you and that it brings value. Now, thirdly, I'll just ask you to share this content with somebody that you know that you feel like could get some use out of the information. That's all we ask you to do, bro. And a lot of times, just sending that to somebody can really help change their life. It might not have changed your life what I said in this video, but it might help change somebody else's. And that's what we're here to do, bro. We're always here to help others, all right? Now, spirituality and how that can affect your life. Now, and there's four ways that it can affect your life. Not the only 4, right? There's a lot of ways, but we're just going to talk about 4 today. Now, for me, your relationship is affected by your level of spirituality. Your relationship is affected by your level of spirituality. Now, everybody's not spiritual inside their relationships, right? And sometimes you meet somebody who isn't very spiritual. They might not pray. They know who God is, but they don't necessarily go to church. They don't read out of any holy book. So a lot of times it can separate you in your relationships, right? If you're a spiritual person and the person is not, it can separate you in relationship, okay? Because you're praying a couple times a day. You might pray over your food. You read out of that holy book, or you just subscribe to a higher power. So you believe in certain things, and it makes you adjust your belief system. Okay. Now, if that person that you're with does not have those same values, does not look up to that higher power, does not read out of a holy book, eventually you guys will see a huge separation between you, because most people who are spiritual, it is of utmost importance to them. Right? It's very important. And if spirituality is not important to that other person, they're going to be like, yo, why do you pray on that? If it's going to happen, it's going to happen. Why do you read out of that book? Who even wrote that book? Why do you go to that temple? Why do you give the church your money? It'll be all types of stuff like that. Now, how it positively affects your relationship is, bro, if you have spirituality involved and both of you are spiritual and you're on a spiritual walk together, right? Your beliefs start to align. So you end up, because you're never going to agree on everything as a couple. But what will start to happen is you guys will have certain beliefs because you're reading out of the same holy book. You're going to the same temple. Perhaps you might have the same spiritual leader. You guys believe in the same higher power. So your belief systems start to align. And then you start to learn from that person because they're on a spiritual journey too. So they'll bring certain things to you that you weren't aware of. You will do the same for them. And then you guys will start to develop a cohesive spirituality, right? You guys will be in sync with your spirit. And so spirituality is very important, bro. And it affects your relationships. Most people that are in a good relationship, a good, healthy relationship, will tell you that most likely they align with their partner spiritually. And that might mean that neither of them subscribe to a higher power, right? Or that means that it's a very large part of their lives. But normally, a healthy, productive, positive relationship between 2 people has some type of spiritual base involved, because there's a lot of things it does for you, bro. And whether we try to acknowledge it or not, it has a lot to do with why people stay together or why they separate. You know what I mean? Now, number 2, a good spiritual base, bro, helps you in your career. It helps you in your career. Now, why is that? Why does it help you in your career? You went to school to be a lawyer. How does having a spiritual base help you in law, right? But you have to understand that the way you move as a person has a lot to do with what your spirituality is. So if your spirituality is guiding you to be a good person, right? To be an honest person, to have some integrity about you, to look out for others, support others, that's how you're going to move inside of your career. The type of human being you are is the type of person you're going to be inside of your career. So it does not avoid your career. Okay. So if you're a bad person, you're going to be a bad person at work. You're going to be a bad person in business. And the opposite is true. If you're a good person, that's how you're going to operate when you deal with people at your job or in your career. So inside of your career, there's a lot of, you got choices to make every single day. On everybody's job, we got several, maybe hundreds of choices we have to make every single day. And if you have a really good spiritual base, you're going to be a more honest person. It's going to bother you if somebody's getting treated incorrectly. It's going to bother you if you're unhappy with your assignment or your shift, right? Or your pay. So you're going to operate with your manager different. You're going to operate with the owners different. You're going to operate differently with your coworkers, right? If you own a business, you have customers. You're going to work on a different type of honor system because you have a good spiritual base, bro. And what's crazy is that, again, your success is built upon your reliability, your responsibility, your timeliness, right? Your effectiveness, your productivity. All those things are affected by your spiritual base. When you have a really good spiritual base, bro, all those things come a little bit easier because you're getting taught these principles, and you're getting taught these principles to live your life this way, not just at your job. So it carries you to any position you're in, to any business you start. If you're a good, honest person, bro, you're going to be that whether you sell kites or you then start selling balloons. Doesn't matter. You're going to be that same type of person. So spiritually, it's a huge, huge, huge advantage to have a good spiritual base in your career or your employment. Now, number 3, spirituality helps you with your self-control, bro. It helps you with your self-control. And as men, if you do not exercise self-control, bro, you will not be successful. People have seen success, and then their lack of self-control got exposed because then they had the resources, right, to get to those vices. And we know fast cars, fast money, boats, trips, jewelry, you know what I mean? Events, women, you know how I go. If you don't have self-control, if you do not have self-control, you will lose in a lot of areas of life. So, bro, spiritually, right? What I've found is that having a good spiritual base calms you down, right? It calms you down. That helps you with self-control. Also, you submit to a higher being. So when you get on your knees or you stand up or you go outside or you submerge yourself in water and pray to that higher being that you subscribe to, bro, you have to answer to him. You have to answer. And bro, if you've been indulging in things that you know you shouldn't be, social media, alcohol, weed, women, spending money frivolously, whatever that might be, if you've been doing those things, you have to answer to that higher being when you pray, right? And when things aren't going your way, you know how those conversations are, bro. You know how them conversations are you have with your higher being, and you like, dang, I've been asking for a raise. I've been asking for a new client. I've been asking for this new account, but man, the last time I got it, I didn't exercise self-control. I wasn't on time. I took the money from the invoices and I spent it frivolously. Self-control. It helps you with self-control because we all have issues with vices. We all have issues with taking more than what we need, right? A lot of times we can go eat fast food every day, but we all know we don't need to. Right? A lot of you can date different women, but you know you really, really, really don't need to date so many. So we need self-control as men. And spiritually, bro, when you have a good spiritual base, and that means just this, bro, that you pray to a higher being, right? That you read a little bit out of a holy book, bro, and you try to move according to that higher being, right? As if that higher being was with you all the time. So if you had to explain to them what you did today, you wouldn't have a problem saying, I did this, and I did that. So because you're walking in that walk, it helps you with your self-control because a lot of times, bro, hey, listen, the desserts is calling you. The strip club is calling you, huh? You really want one of them new bikes. You know you shouldn't, but you just want it. That spiritual base is going to give you that self-control to keep you from making a bunch of dumb mistakes, man. I'm going to just keep it real with you. Now, last but not least, I believe a spiritual base helps you with your productivity in life. Your productivity in life, brother, because guess what? As we talked about that higher being, bro, As we talked about the fact that you have to answer to that higher being, as you're reading out of that holy book from time to time, and that might just be one passage a day. As you're becoming a better person, you start to develop a conscience. And if you're not productive, bro, your conscience will start to bother you. When your conscience is bothering you, when you get on your knees to pray, when you sit down to pray, a lack of productivity is going to pop up in your mind. You know what? Whew, I haven't been productive today. I haven't been productive all week. I got to get better. That spiritual base will help you identify when you're not being productive. And I'm going to just keep it real with you. The deeper you immerse yourself in your spirituality, bro, you become more productive because you become more confident, right? You're being a better person. You're aligning yourself with people that are much like you. So they're also productive, huh? You're staying away from vices because of the self-control that you were able to develop through your spirituality. So you become more productive. You set higher standards and bigger goals for yourself because you have belief in yourself, because of your spirituality, which then leads to you being more productive. Bro, a good spiritual base will have you being more productive in life, in your career, in your relationship. It will have you exercising self-control, which will have you being more productive in your career, and it will bleed into your relationship. A great spiritual base, bro, will help you with your career because it will give you the humble attitude and the work ethic to be more productive, exercise self-control even when you're getting a great salary or a great commission, and that will bleed into your relationship. Spirituality also is going to make it so that you sync up with a great spiritual partner and you guys have a great relationship. And brother, we know that men thrive in a great relationship. And men that thrive in a great relationship because of their spiritual base, brother, they normally have self-control. They're very productive and they do very well in their careers. I think that's that, bro. Make sure you share this with somebody if you feel like it hit home. If you feel like you're struggling in this area, perhaps, and you need to talk a little further, go ahead, click the link in the description, book a call with me. We'll get on a Zoom. We'll talk about it a little bit. Maybe we need to come up with a plan for you. Maybe we need to link you up with some spiritual bases in your area, bro. There's temples everywhere. There's churches everywhere. We might need to hook you up with a couple of them, or you might just need a plan to somebody to help guide you through that journey, bro. Go ahead, book a call. Go in the description. We'll get on a Zoom, bro. We'll talk about it a little bit, all right? It is your boy. Mark my words. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you on the flip side.